and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. I cannot believe it. These are the final two shows of October, and is what has been an amazing year for the show. My 13th year I'm in right now after having my 12th anniversary. I have another Zoom show tonight, a couple of musicians. One of them's also a writer of great science fiction, and they're a band called Gas Station Pocket Knife. They're going to perform about halfway through. It's not a two-headed monster like it looks like here, but that's okay. But before we get to them, I'm going to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we got the law offices of Cahalan and Stefani PC in Brockton, specializing in personal injury and workman's comp law. We got Carver Jewelers, Ronald R. and Lyle Delano Goldsmiths right here in the building. We got Pal's Driving School in Middleborough, taking orders for driving school students in the vicinity for the final week of October and then 1 week in December. And we got them. We got in Middleborough. We got countertop specialists in Pembroke, rock solid tops. We got Thomas Brothers in Carver. We got New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We got Fiesta Chara Family Mexican Restaurant in Carver, right down the road. We got Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We got the Gunrunner LLC in Middleborough, the Second Amendment Freedom Store. We got the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We got Pacini's Pizza in Middleborough. They deliver. We got Genuine's Inspection in Middleborough. We got Crazy Axes Rec Center in Hanover. We got Tom Auto in Middleborough. We got DNS Auto Works in Abington, collision specialist right on here on Route 58. And we got Ocean Street Auto Repair and Service in Marshfield. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now on that note, I will now, well, I see one guy sitting there, Zane Budecker. Is that your last name? And then Emmanuel Thompson, the guy with the Army shirt. And I'm interviewing them, and Tizio got me these guys, get me some pretty cool people. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for being on my show. It looks like a nice room you got there. It looks like you're all prepared. I know we talked about getting this done last week, and here we are. How cool is that?
Shout out to Tizio. Shout out to his music. Check out his fashion line. Sells lighters, sells shirts, I think. Check it out. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Emmanuel, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to both of you guys. I'm gonna profile each of you like I do everybody that I interview. But Emmanuel, I'll start with you because you're the one that texted me initially to set the show up. So tell me about yourself. You're a musician. What do you wear? Is that paint on you? You guys are painted. I like that.
Yeah, it's corpse paint.
Corpse paint. It's a variation. It's like from like European, like sort of like garage rock, sort of extreme metal bands.
Cool.
Like
okay.
90s.
Very colorful, I have to say. Very fashionable.
You know, it's like cool.
It's inspired by face paint of Scandinavian cultures, and Kiss may or may not play an important role.
You mentioned Kiss,
and also like thrash metal from the 80s. So
and
like
we're big fans of things that
like folk music, various.
We're big fans of a lot of older genres and newer things. But I'm a big history buff.
Cool.
The history, the aspect really.
Well, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking totem poles.
Exactly.
Pole. Yeah.
It looks heavy. It looks cool.
It does. It looks great.
Scandinavian bands and also a lot of bands from Latin America. It's like very historical and stuff. Yeah. And it makes it different from punk. You know, it's just like a history element to it.
And there's something important that I like about this stuff too. You ever look at the wrestler Jeff Hardy or even the Road Warriors? They because I'm also shout out to Hack Robinson. He has a No DQ Wrestling. They're going to have a show on the 30th.
Okay.
And Rhode Island. Jeff Hardy described putting on face paint as a form of self-expression, and I think that's really powerful when you're already making music and to express another part of yourself via just art on your face.
It absolutely is. And I remember too, as a young guy myself, when I was a teenager, I was a big wrestling fan then, and we had a lot of wrestlers that used to be, they didn't wear much face paint, but they definitely costumed up. We had these guys. We had this guy, Chief Jay Strongbow. He was always wearing feathers. Then we had the Tanaka twins, these two Japanese midgets. They were pretty wild. And then of course the guy that did the promotion, Vince McMahon, he's still around. We're talking 50 years ago. I was watching that in 1972 when I was 13. So yeah, I know, hard to believe all the years go by. So, well, all right. So that's a little wrestling history lesson for you guys. But all right. So,
I love wrestling history lessons.
You guys wrestle too? You look like you look like you're big enough to wrestle. You look like you can wrestle. Do you wrestle?
Sorry.
What were you saying, brother?
Do you guys wrestle? I mean, you look rugged enough to wrestle.
Yeah, in high school I wrestled, and I'm training right now to see
Okay.
if I could join my friend's league and eventually. And that's part of the reason I'm shouting out Hack Robinson, a good
Oh,
friend of
that's
mine.
right. From Somerville.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in Rhode Island. Hack
Oh,
Robinson.
okay, he's in Rhode Island. All right. Well, let's
Yep.
talk about. All right, let's backtrack now. Tell me about yourself as a kid. Now, what were you doing as a kid? What got you in? You're very creative, obviously. And then we're going to talk about your book too. But go ahead, talk about what did you aspire to?
Me and Zane kind of grew up differently, but like I think we also grew up in a similar way where we kind of grew up in the internet age. So there was a lot.
That's probably part of
Did you guys know each other as kids?
No, we met each other. I think, in our
Okay, you just met. Okay, interesting.
Early 20s at the same job that we used to work at a bookstore called More Than Words. Great place.
Yeah.
What town? Where is it?
Boston and
Okay.
Waltham.
Cool.
More Than Words.
I love reading too. I love to write. I wrote a couple of books myself.
Yes, you wrote a book of short stories.
That's correct. And I wrote it in the 90s, and I couldn't believe I actually had the wherewithal to finish it once I started it. I started with a few short stories in the early 90s. And as the 90s rolled along, I realized I finally had enough material to create a fairly large book. So it ended up being like 255 pages. And it was published by the guy that 10 years earlier, right in 1999, he published it for me at Bridgewater State, now University. 10 years prior to that, I had taken his writing course. I wanted to, and he had his own printing press at the school. And he was, up until he did my book, he was just doing his own books because he'd written a bunch of books of short stories himself. And then when he did mine, he realized he could do it for other people too. So he had a notice on his bulletin board. Anybody wants a book done, come see Professor Mike Hurley in Tillinghast 331. Next thing he knows, he's getting all kinds of inquiries. I set the trend for him, and I did pretty well with it. But the show was my calling, I guess, because I kind of left it on the back burner. I still have a bunch of copies. But
Sounds cool. It's a collection of short stories.
yeah, it's writing is great. It's great to write. It's great to express yourself. Well, all right. So, Emmanuel, you wrote the book, and then we'll talk to you, Zane, in a couple of minutes. But tell me about that. What you got there? That disaster planet there. What does it say
The
again?
Gangster Planet.
Yeah.
Gangster
All
Planet.
right, got it. Okay, I see it now. Okay, give me a little synopsis of the book, without giving.
So, the Gangster Planet is a story of two different heroes of very different upbringings, two different tales. They don't very much intersect in this book, but they take place in the same time, in the same place, which is post-apocalyptic America.
Okay.
My friend Zane described it best as Oz meets Mad Max, the show Oz.
Oh, the show, not the Wizard of Oz, not to be confused.
No, not the Wizard of Oz.
Like time show. It's sort
Okay.
of like Mad Max. It's also sort of
Yeah, I know what Mad Max is. It's all futuristic
in the
stuff.
80s, 90s, like
Right.
dystopian sci-fi. There's Japanese stuff. There's Hollywood movies. But
Well,
there's
Well, Zane,
stuff.
tell me a little about yourself too. You're a colorful guy. Have you ever done any like acting or besides? Have either you guys done acting?
No, I
before?
haven't done any acting. I just play guitar.
Except for his music video, which
Except for the music video, yeah, I was just running around in that. I was going crazy.
we
I watched a lot of 80s music videos before doing that, which is why I'm
Yeah.
always doing the like super stage like thing in the video and like doing the stuff
Okay.
because I was watching a lot of those. I was trying to sort of play homage to them. But I like a lot of different extreme music
Okay.
and
Tell
a
me
lot
about-
of different like 60s rock and 70s rock.
Yeah, you guys weren't around in either of those decades, correct?
No,
we were
not.
not.
No, I didn't think so. That's good. You like, hey,
like
listen.
Trout Rock, and I like Funkadelic and the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also a lot of black metal. I like Impaled Nazarene. I like
Must be Black Sabbath
They're
fans
fake.
too, right?
Wait, what was that?
Black Sabbath, you must like them.
Oh, yeah,
I was born to Led Zeppelin as a kid.
Black
As a kid,
Sabbath. That was your
Music Led
Osborne?
Zeppelin guy. I love Black Sabbath. They're to me, they're legends. So
They are legends. I know. I had a Black Sabbath tribute band on a few months ago at my other location. But Zane, tell me about what exactly did you? So you're pretty much just a musician. What did you do? What were you like growing up? Where did you guys? Did you grow up? You both grew up in different cities and towns, right?
I was the weird kid. I was a weird kid growing up. I guess probably like God. This gave me a lot of identity as a teenager, like hardcore metal, like
and I was kind of similar too.
Yeah.
black metal, all that stuff.
Yeah, we're both from Boston, but Boston's very different, like with culture.
It is.
The physical beauty of Boston's unmatched.
I know.
But the social climate where I kind of grew up in Dorchester, but I also was in the MECO program.
Yeah.
And the MECO program would take me from Dorchester at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. every day. I would have to wake up at 5 a.m. to catch the bus at 6 a.m. to take me to Newton, Massachusetts to go to school.
Okay.
And I would stay there pretty much till 6 o'clock at night and then come straight back home.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. What did you do? Did you do anything extracurricular that you stayed so long?
Play football.
Yeah, I played
That's part of
football.
where he gets the
Wait.
patterns for the face.
Okay.
Yeah, the eye black, when you play football, I was really good at it. So
Yeah.
I brought that into this, you know?
I just lost my pick. Can I go get another one?
Maybe the
Yeah, dude.
Patriots could use you
Yeah,
guys.
Chris was
No,
off.
it's not a fucking job.
Where's he going? Is he leaving?
No, he's just grabbing a guitar pick to get
Okay,
ready.
that's a good idea. All right. So you grew up in Dorchester, and okay, cool. So you played football. Did you play like just?
I wrestled too in high school.
You wrestled too, like,
and
in high
I had, yep, in high school. And then for extracurriculars, I went to anime club.
Okay.
And
What's that?
anime club is for Zane is not a fan of anime whatsoever. But as a younger person, I was pretty big fan of Japanese cartoons and media.
Oh, yeah. I had a girl on my show 10 years ago. I can't think of it. It was called Manta Ray or something.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know, the Japanese cartoon. She
Yeah.
I don't know, but those are good. They are clever.
Yeah,
Okay, he's
he's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
He's returned.
All right, he's back.
Come back
Yeah.
to this.
Cool. No, that's a
They hit Van Halen pick.
Got the fucking A's.
So I'm telling you, you guys look like you could be the next version of Cheech and Chong, kind of. You know.
He did mention that.
Kind of what we're doing, yeah. in a
Yeah.
way.
That's our goal. That's our goal. If we can become stationary objects of cultural amusement, I
You
think
are.
that
You guys,
Yeah,
you guys,
pretty
you guys.
cool.
I get a kick out of looking at you guys just together. You seem like you'd be a great pair, of comedians. Have you ever
Movie
done
or something.
comedy? Have you ever done
This is
comedy
not
at
a
all?
straight
either of
edge
you?
metal band.
Well, for comedy, my book is not a very it's a very dark novel, but the comedy kind of shows from a drawing of inspiration from real life, drawing from like my day to day,
Okay.
drawing from the things that I enjoy that make me laugh and make me have a good time if I was reading it, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, guess what? We're halfway through the show already, so I'm going to sit back and let you guys gas station parking night perform. So,
All right, here's your pick, my man. We're gonna back
Van
this up.
Halen.
We're gonna back this up just a little bit so you can
Okay.
see the
Yeah, back it up. You can name the song. Are these original tunes you wrote yourself?
we do have some
One was
original
based
tunes.
on a video game. The other is just gonna be me.
Me and him just showing you a song that we performed for the first time. But first we're gonna play a song called the Ogre Song.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a more chunky song, and the next song's gonna be more like nerdier, more like. But this first one's
Okay.
gonna be like. Dun, dun,
All
right, let's- Gotta get the right light effect.
better now.
We're good to go. I can hear them. Just start playing.
All right, let's go. The voice in our ear, but the law.
Yeah, hold up a
We
second.
relish the sound of its call. We plunder and feast on any man, any beast. Doesn't matter, we'll snack on them all. The ones that we didn't consume are chucked in our sacrifice stew. They scream and they run, but that's part of the fun, cause the ogres are coming to get you. Ogres, ogres, chomping on meats, turning our guts with our struggling treats, tearing, chewing, we kill for the mob. The power interrupts what we're doing it for. That was the Ogre song from Warhammer 3.
No, sounds original.
You guys want ready for another one?
Ready for another one? Go ahead. Name it and play it. Go for it.
Yeah, we'll do this one, 'cause I got my lyrics. Crucify me, then hang, then run, burn me, and then tear the skin off. Seduction, violation, corruption, annihilation. S C D A S C D A S C D A Destruction, violation, corruption, annihilation. Annihilation! Annihilation!
Let me guess. The name of that song must have been Annihilation.
You got it!
Wow. What do I win now from guessing that? That's great.
You won 2 live performances from Gas Station Pocket Nut.
Where did you learn to scream like that? That's really cool.
Well, I grew up in New Hope Baptist Church
Okay.
in 740 Tremont Street. I was in the choir very briefly, but you know, you pick up. Well, you gotta yell a lot in those churches. If you ever been to a Black Baptist church,
I have not been, but maybe now I'll start going. It sounds fun.
it can be fun.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, now this was in Dorchester also?
It was in actually it was a little bit of Boston history. 740 Tremont Street is where the Ku Klux Klan decided to try and march when
Really?
they came to Boston in the 90s.
Well, no kidding. I didn't know about that. Wow.
Yeah, it was a very Black church dominated area. That right now I think 740 Tremont Street is a condo right now, but what the church, New Hope Baptist Church, has moved to, I believe. Shoot, this is embarrassing. I forgot.
Well, if you don't know where it moved, that's fine. But that's quite a story that they marched in the 90s on Tremont Street.
Yeah, it's a news story that's kind of hard to come by now, but it is a piece of history.
I guess it is. Geez, that's crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, I mean, I hope no one got hurt. I mean, that could
No one
be.
got hurt, but it's still a little bit of a wild
It is.
little thing that happened.
I know it is wild. I know it's wild. I think I'm glad everything was okay. I know we live in a country where we're supposed to be able to have freedom of expression and whatnot, but I mean, we also have to be, we got to be tolerant of other people. So you know that.
You gotta respect others enough to receive respect. That's how I feel.
What do you think? There's another one on the subject of that. What do you guys think of Kanye West lately? I mean, a friend of mine was actually talking about this on her podcast this morning.
Well, I think Kanye West, he's a billionaire with mental illness.
Not anymore. He's
And-
lost $9 billion from the endorsements. He's only got 400
It's
million.
dead. He's worth $400 million now. I would say, and this is just my opinion, Kanye West is a billionaire with mental illness. Is not getting any help, and
Yeah,
he's
right.
and like you can say whatever you want about whatever he's saying, but the last thing I think he needs is to be paraded around as a public figure when he just needs some help right now.
I agree. I mean, that's what I said.
His mother passed away. He hasn't been the same, and I think stripping him of his bank account. I think that's going too far. This is a country where you can say fucked up things, or I'm sorry if I'm swearing.
It's all right.
but
Don't worry about it.
You can say dark things. You can say crazy things, and even bad or messed up things, and you're free to say it. But that should be the extent of your punishment. I think punishing someone for their words sets a dangerous precedent. But that's my opinion.
No, I agree. I think that, well, the media keeps giving him hype, they seem to like him at Fox News. I mean, Tucker Carlson interviewed him. Up until he started with those anti-Semitic rants, I would have interviewed him too. But after that, I don't think so. I'm
Yeah,
Jewish.
he's a hard act to touch now. It's kind of like how far do you let someone go on their own path if you don't know where it's going to end up?
I know. I agree. Well, Zane, what do you think of that? He seems to have disappeared.
Zane, where you at, brother? Zane. We're getting interviewed for TV, man. What are you doing?
He's probably smoking some weed in there, right?
I don't know what he's doing.
All right. Well, he wants to come back. That would be great. I hope he does.
All right.
You guys,
Well-
I see him. He's coming back. There you go.
All right.
So we were just talking about Kanye West. What do you think of that? What do you think of him?
I didn't say anything about Kanye West.
Yeah, no, he's asking you about him.
Yeah, what do you think of it? We were talking about it. What's that?
I don't have any. I am not in favor of what Kanye West recently said on Twitter.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
his album Yeezus was interesting.
Okay.
That was a pretty cool album. Yeah.
Musically, you can't really touch
Donda was
Kanye.
also pretty interesting. Yeah. it was a pretty
And
cool album.
Dark Twisted Fantasy, that's a classic. And
Okay.
Graduation.
I haven't heard those ones. I just heard Donda and
All right, let's get back to you guys because I just wanted your opinion. But tell me about now. You guys doing video? Do you make music videos out of those songs too?
Yes. Yes, we have one music video out of Gas Station Pocket Knife. It's End Times, Trip Juice by Diesel. Diesel is a great friend of mine from
Yeah.
Dallas Baptist Church
yeah.
who trip juices his songs, which means just slow chopped and screwing in.
Chopped and screwed a black metal song. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, like that. We were able to do something that I don't think has been done like at least that many times if at all, which
Okay.
was kind of edit one of our metal songs into a chopped and screwed Southern style,
Yeah.
which was like personally that felt kind of beautiful to
Very
me.
trippy.
To like merge those cultures in a way that hasn't really been done before.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the song too. It's a very it's a,
Oh,
it's a
cool.
lot of
Okay.
layers.
Well, guys,
Wow.
guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
Woo!
I know we made it go by. I can't believe it went this fast. I hope you had fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we for sure did.
All right, listen. Here's what I'm going to ask that
Sorry
you
if
do.
I didn't already mention
What I
them.
want- what I want you guys to do for the next couple of minutes is look at your computer, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. Condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up with my music the way we began it.
All right.
Shout out to Conrader. Shout out to Dawkin. Shout out to Megadeth.
Yep.
Adolfo Anthrax and Sodom. Not Metallica though, unless you want to shout out Metallica.
I don't really want to shout Metallica, but
Shout out to Tankard too and Dorsal Atlantica from Brazil.
wait, what about Ray Gun?
Naked Ray Gun, yeah.
Naked Ray Gun.
Naked Ray Gun.
And just from our personal friends, shout out
Leslie
to
Wilson, Big Black.
yeah,
So,
yes, for personal people that we actually know for a fact.
and they're still alive.
I want to shout out Othlan, Othlavan. He's another black metal act from Facebook. He's a good friend of mine. I want to shout out Zoo Metal, ZUU Metal. He's a good friend of mine as well.
Also, American Ethos and Mint Green, because they're both from Massachusetts and they're punk bands.
Cool.
Shout out to both of them.
Well, you know what? If any of these guys people want to do the show, have them hit me up with then, you know.
And shout out to Alexander Nabiev, Russia's greatest deathmatch wrestler and in history. He's
playing that shit earlier. It's pretty fucking cool.
if you like deathmatch wrestling, there's no better source of it than Russia. And now the BF would be willing to interview you. He speaks English.
Cool. All you have to, I just have him, just give him my digits and have him
I'll give
text
him your
me.
Facebook. He has a Facebook. I'll give him your Facebook, and you can give it, and I'll give him yours.
Definitely, Facebook is okay, but it's better if he texts me because inboxing often doesn't work, but texting always works. So if he,
I know. It's just he's in Russia, so I don't know how his phone.
all
stuff
right,
works.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, if
True.
that's all right, he can do that. We'll figure it out. All right, listen, you guys did a great job, and like I said, anybody else besides him, as well as him,
Yes, one last shout out that I definitely need to make is the
Thanks for
creator
playing
of
it,
this
baby.
cover, this beautiful cover, Hell on Earth 3. He's a master of art on Twitter. He has over 100K followers on Twitter. He's one of my close friends. He's fought cancer. He's a great human being, and he's jacked. And he uses train rails to lift weights when he lifts them.
Shout out to Stars and Stripes, the FU, Proletariat, Gangrene, Gizm, Annie Scene, MDC, and Articles of Faith,
okay.
and fucking
It's
Poison
all right,
Arts.
you don't have to get-
Poison Arts. Down to
Poison Arts.
Poison Arts.
All right, well,
And
like I
also-
said, yeah,
very good.
A shout out to Vedbu and Zende.
okay. Any of these people want to do the show, like I said, have them hit me up. We'll get them on.
Will do.
All right.
Will do.
Now, I have one favor. Would you guys be willing to hang around after we finish and do pictures for Facebook? My tech guy's going to take them.
Sure. Take pictures of our face paint and everything.
We're going to show you that. And I'll ask you guys to move in a little closer when we do the pictures, but that's
We know
fine.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But not until we're gonna wrap the show up first. Oh, that looks great. So
that
save
would
that
be-
face for the picture after we wrap it up.
Okay.
All right. So you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching Topic Time. See you in November here. Bye bye. Have a good one.
Ooh.